Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is preseason football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the veteran Joe Flacco and his new team, the Denver Broncos, as they square off with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Denver Broncos. Charles Davis alongside me, and I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, folks, the wait is over. Yes, it's just the preseason, but football is back in your living room.
And I'm excited. I know you are as well. The summer heat feels good on these old bones, especially because we're not putting on pads. We don't have to be out there in that heat running into other people. But I'm glad these guys are. Football is back.
Here we go in a rematch of Super Bowl 48. The Seahawks and Broncos are underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11 quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
He's always been an incredible decision maker on the field. Takes care of the ball really well, puts his team in the right positions, makes sure the play calls are accurate. Also was a minor league baseball player. Didn't hit very well there. I think he made a great career choice picking football.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
There we go. That penalty is declined.
And the offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. A carry now for McKissick. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Check, 47. I got it.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
On first down, it's Carson, and he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Todd Davis, the Broncos' leading tackler last year, up to make the stop. And with this offense, what about DJ Fluker?
Came out of Alabama, could play tackle, could play guard. He's so big, Brandon, I think he plays both at the same time.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, it's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. The Broncos head out for their first drive, and at the controls in his first season in the Mile High City, a former Super Bowl champion in Joe Flacco. And in Baltimore, they drafted Lamar Jackson. Eventually, he would take over for Flacco week 10 a season ago. So Flacco out. Well, the Broncos said, we still think he has some time left in his career. They bring him in for some stability at quarterback, something that they really haven't had in Denver since the departure of Peyton Manning after their victory in Super Bowl 50. Flacco going to bring up the Broncos 1st and 10 at the 20. Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Phillip Lindsay. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. The offensive starters now for the Broncos.
A second-year receiver at SMU, Cortland Sutton, had a pretty nice rookie season, averaging nearly 17 yards per catch, but there's still plenty more for him to work on. Not only should he be able to be a big-time red zone threat, they want to be a little more elusive in the open field.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Passing play, Flacco. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. A huge play there for Denver, 53 yards. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
On 2nd and 11 now. Flacco, and that's complete to the tight end Hireman. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And a look at Seattle's defense.
Michael Kendricks is an inside linebacker who can roam sideline to sideline and make plays.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, Flacco letting one go deep for the end zone. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And McManus able to put it through. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So it'll remain to be seen how many drives this unit gets in, this being the preseason. But here they start with 3 points.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll actually see them anymore. They got 3 points on the board, 1 drive here in preseason. In this game, baseball caps, NFL approved, of course, for everyone.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Carson, and he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
This is Carson. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. Big Dwayne Brown, the tackle, guilty there.
Crunch time, defense.
They'll toss it out to Carson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
In the back. Offense.
That penalty against DJ Fluker, the behemoth out of Alabama.
Mike 27. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Draw play. This is Carson. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. That one going to be complete to David Moore.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And Dixon has it. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will tie us at 3-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll start on the ground with Lindsey. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Operating out of the gun, Flacco airing it out for Hamilton, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. He was able to escape momentarily in the backfield, but you could just kind of tell that wasn't going anywhere.
You know, in the film session, he'll get a minus for not getting him on the ground by himself. But what the coach is really going to analyze, how fast did his teammates get there to help him? If one guy slows him up, everyone else better be there, and that's what they got on that play.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
One of the most respected, one of the most feared, yet one of the most fun players in the league. That's outside linebacker Von Miller. He does everything coming off the edge to wreak havoc on any offense that he plays against. 98 sacks in his young career, just 30 years old, no end in sight watching this guy play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Wilson into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll run on 1st down. Lindsey, and he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Second and 5 now. Flacco, and this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Here's Flacco, and he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. That one covers 29 yards, 1st down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it, because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Setting up to throw, Flacco. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A 12-yard touchdown grab, and the Broncos have taken the lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Now a hit and a loose football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, Wilson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Now a toss play. It's Carson. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag. But you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They run the counter. Carson A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20.
Defense.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
So now then the penalty's got them set up with a first and goal. They run the counter. It's Carson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it. The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To pass, Flacco. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now it's Lockett. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
They'll begin the drive with Carson. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback.
Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Todd Davis. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On first down, it's Lindsey. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. 10-10 our score after 1 on EA Sports.
Set, ready? 30 base.
54. Got you, boy. I got you, boy.
First throw now for the backup lock. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
On third down. It's Freeman, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. The kick by McManus is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now it's the backup Smith. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. Takes us up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. He'll return it from the 6. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. Yeah, they have had success on the ground, really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback.
Any pressure he's carrying right now, that's self-inflicted, right? He's taking it on. He doesn't need to. Continue to do what you just said. Let everyone else carry the football. That's been effective. Don't have to worry about him throwing the ball in all the situations now. That's got to be a good feeling if he just relaxes and lets it keep coming to him.
Yeah, and relax and enjoy the 2nd quarter lead right now. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 22, Locke. They set up the screen to Booker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic 1st down.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, that's good. That's good.
Ready?
On 2nd and 12. Lock. Holmes has got it complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
Down. 10-2 saw.
15. Check mark 15. You're trapped. You're trapped.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lock. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Andre Holmes there to make the grab. And the Broncos push further out in front. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now McManus for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes. They begin with a run by Penny. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 46.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Let's get off the field, D.
After the penalty, it's Penny. Finding room inside the 40.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now Rashad Penny. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The throw over the middle taken in. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Smith. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Myers' kick is good. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a 1-score game at 20-13. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive starts with Devontae Booker. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Lock. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Lock now. A perfect 5 of 5 since taking over. They haven't missed a beat. 1st and 10. They'll run with Booker. The tackle made by K.J. Wright.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. It's caught. Reception by Holmes. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 29-yard line. Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Here's Booker. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Defense.
Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
On the carry, it's Booker. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 2nd and goal, Locke. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Tim Patrick there to make the grab. And the Broncos push further out in front. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening, but they found the opening and exploited it.
McManus now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. The drive starts with C.J. Prosise. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, That's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On 2nd and inches, Smith. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
On the draw, it's Preseason. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
That's a 45-yard line. Mike 20 right. 21. Check Mike 21. 65. 65. 65.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
On 3rd down, Smith. Short throw to Disley. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence, does a great deal for your team, gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jeff Hireman, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, Booker. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's taken on the 25. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Got the hand caught up in the grill of the face mask. 15-yard penalty.
So tough for a defender. You're trying so hard to make a play, and the way that these offensive guys can move around, sometimes your hand gets into the wrong place.
The shotgun handoff to Preseason. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. On 2nd and 9, Smith. Open man is Ursula. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line. Drop deep, drop deep.
On first down, Preseason. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Pretty effective blitz there to stop the draw play right in its tracks.
And actually, when they blitz, draw play is supposed to work very well. You're supposed to have them bypass the runner, and he slips past them. But they put their eyes in the right place, took away all the creases, and slowed him down in a big way.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Smith tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. It is back to football for 22 teams here on this Thursday night, minus the Broncos and Falcons who played last week. And we want to remind you that we are now 28 days away from the opener of the 100th season of NFL football. The Packers and the Bears at Soldier Field. In our game, most of the starters have made their cameo and departed, but plenty of youngsters out there with a lot to gain or lose as we get you right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground with Booker. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, here's Locke. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Ready! 10 Lobo. Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Let's go.
Booker on first down. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Locke taking the snap at 1. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Throwing his Locke on third down. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Broncos send out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. This is fielded inside the 5. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. First down, Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
They'll run with Penny. Powers through. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A carry now for McKissick. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
And I know it's hard in live action, but you've got to keep your hands away from the face. That's a 15-yard penalty.
You work on it all the time, making sure your target area is lower and trying to keep your hands away from the face mask so you don't get the big penalty.
On the run, it's Penny. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Right there. It's been a long day for you.
From the 25 on second down, Smith. He hits his running back, Procise. Now they'll have it first and goal following that gain of 17. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run forward with Penny, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. An 8-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. 5 plays there on that drive, and it's finished off by a Rashad Penny touchdown run. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor. A good gain there on first down. That run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Locke throwing on second down. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run on first down. Booker. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let him know.
Running again, and again it's Booker. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Let's go.
Ready?
On 2nd and 11 now. Lock. This is complete to Holmes. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
That's 6, baby.
Andre Holmes, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Broncos push further out in front.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Penny, a first down carry. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Now Gino. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First down Seattle, 16 yards the gain there.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Here's Penny on the counter. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
It's our time, guys. It's our time.
from just shy of midfield. Smith. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
To throw on third down, Smith. And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. On the handoff, this is Booker. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
Lock to throw on 2nd down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They look to throw. It's Locke, and that's complete to the tight end Hireman. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys. But you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun on third down, Locke. And that will be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They'll look look to set up his blockers. Oh, and he's taken down here by his face mask by the looks of it. And a penalty flag is going to give a much better starting position. Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Now it's Penny running right. Gets through, and now an opening. It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Penny. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill out the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
All day, every day, any day.
Smith now to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A gain there of 21 yards.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Smith now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Baby, that's big shot.
Out of the gun, here's Preseason. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Tried to go draw play out of the gun down here.
Yeah, they tried to spread things out, didn't they? They wanted to move people away from the center of the field, away from the line of scrimmage near the ball, so that the runner could find some space. Unsuccessfully, though.
Check Mike 21. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
On 2nd and 12, Smith. He finds Ursua, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another 1st down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Penny will try to punch it in, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Rashad Penny ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game, as his guys are back within a single score. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the 2nd time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
The extra point now coming from Myers. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. That time a 6-play drive. And it's finished off by a Rashad Penny touchdown run. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On first down, Booker. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Come on now, let's go.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. And that'll do it for the end of the third quarter. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go,
Shoot!
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Block now to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Taken in at the 11. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. A shotgun snap for Smith. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. Room here to run. A big play there on the catch and run. 57 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal, and he will not be denied. Into the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Taking it in from 4 yards out as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point.
Well, 3 scores in this game. I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, that's called a hat trick, and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet.
Oh, you're going big. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, skirt at minimum,
skirt
filet
steak.
at maximum.
You can't give the guy a skirt steak.
Filet, 10 ounce, 16 ounce.
Porterhouse.
Fine.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
They come out here in the eye.
And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Second down and goal. Smith. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Again, it's Penny. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
On 2nd and goal, Smith. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Will Dissly there to make the grab as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself, no reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now Myers for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown.
to kick off for Seattle.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now it's Freeman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15. And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Freeman. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Watch the pass.
Ready?
Now Locke. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Open man is Holmes. And he is down deep into Seattle territory.
We got this.
It's a big play there for the Broncos. 44 yards. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You've got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Here's Freeman. And they'll get him down right around the 16. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. From the 16, Locke. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Let's go.
The Broncos on third down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And McManus able to put it through. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Smith now going to throw again. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Watch the backer, watch the backer.
Delay of game, offense.
So that'll back them up 5.
Still 2nd down.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Come off the ball.
Now Smith. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Now McManus for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
Let's go, B. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still first down.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Here we go again. Here we go again.
From the gun, here's Smith. Looking deep for Jennings. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Both defenses have had their struggles, but they've been good enough to get them this lead, and another nice play there to help preserve the lead.
It's been a game of punch-counter-punch, hasn't it? All throughout. But this time, the big swing was taken, and it didn't land. Nice play by them on defense.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They'll run on first down. Booker. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. Second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Come on, set. 30 base.
Come on. Come on. You better bring it.
Get it.
This is Freeman on first and 10. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So give them the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's precious real estate given up.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's Locke. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They'll run it. This is Booker. And it didn't look like Booker got there. He did not. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Defense keeps him out of the end zone there. Now, will they go for it? And if so, can they do it one more time?
Yeah, I just don't know if it's worth it going for it, because what we've seen from the defense so far, every gap is taken care of. Everyone is sound in their coverage. No one is breaking free, and those ball carriers are getting tagged. If I were them, I'd think very hard about just taking 3 points and taking their dignity and moving on.
And the ball's at the 2, spotted at the 2, so a pretty good chunk to go. The kick by McManus is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
They start out with a run from Preseason. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Smith. And his throw here's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Smith. He's got the hook up to Jerron Brown. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. You're all mine.
On the draw, it's Preseason. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it.
Geno now to throw. This is Jennings. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st down, Smith. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. This is Preseason on the carry. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. Here's Smith. Open man is Ursua. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Now a 1st down throw. It's Smith. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10.
Just like that.
Here's Smith throwing again. This is caught. And he's brought down. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
The mic. Rabbit, 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 rabbit.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny taking it in as his guys are back within a single score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a 1-score, 6-point game. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh.
6-man. Check girls, check girls, check girls.
Big Rip.
The drive starts with Devontae Booker. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Now Locke. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On 3rd down, Booker. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The win for the Broncos seemingly assured. They go down to a knee.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Ready? 50, play.
Watch the curl, watch the curl.
Shoot.
Locke, he's set to take a knee, and that should do it for this ball game. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done. And to be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew,